All right, guys, I'm super excited. I really want to tell you guys thank you so much for 200 subscribers. That is absolutely amazing. I want to make sure that I always bring value to the table. So that is why today, in today's video, I am going to be showing you guys how I fully automated my community called AI Agency Vault and my own agency called Visionaire. I'll tell you guys everything that I did and how you could do it with 4 easy automations that you can implement for yourself. And I'll show you guys step by step on how to do it. So thank you guys once again, and let's go on straight into the video. Okay, guys, going straight into it, there's going to be two callers that I'm going to be using for this build, right? There's one that's going to call somebody after they submit the form, which I'll show you guys in just a second. And there's going to be an AI, a voice AI that follows up with them after they book in an appointment, okay? Now, this one follows up with them many times, and I'll show you how. And then this one follows up with them, obviously, once, I believe, a day before the meeting happens. So let's hop on straight into here. So here, as you can see, is my landing page. So there's a couple of steps that go into this, right? Step number one, there's going to be a landing page that people can go into and then obviously join up in the community, learn through there. There's many things, and I'll show you guys the community at the end of the video. But once they submit the form, they get put into this automation right here. Now, this automation basically not only triggers the first AI call, right, which is going to be this one right here, but it also sends them an entire SMS guide, right, on how to close them, right? Also sends them an entire SMS structure, but also tries to close them via SMS. But also tries to close them via SMS. So whether they go in here, and I'll show you guys the details, right? They go in here and they basically have an entire conversation via SMS. So that way, at the end of it, it can book them into a meeting, which is another way to do it, right? However, after that happens, right, we gather the information from the first call that we made with the voice AI. So this is the post-call follow-up. With this one, we are able to follow up with them 4 times, or you could add more onto it if you'd like, right? And essentially from here on out, the AI would keep following up with them every single day until it hits the 4th time that they follow up with them. So once they book in a meeting, right, we follow along these steps. So here, obviously, it's just a simple appointment follow-up automation that goes over every single detail, sends them emails, SMSs, and as well a voice AI call to make sure that they hop on the meeting. So this automation alone itself already increases your appointment show up rate by 70%, and I've tested it multiple times to make sure that it's around that range. So after that, you gather the post-call data, meaning you basically identify whether they wanted to cancel, confirm, or reschedule their appointment, and the voice AI is able to do all three for you. So it's super simple, super seamless, and obviously let's go on straight into it and show you guys how it actually works. So this is the landing page itself, as you can see, and I'm going to show you guys how everything happens. So I'm going to go ahead and submit my own form right here, and then I'm going to submit my details, right? So I'm going to ask them their reason for joining, how many members they have in their agency or company, how much they're making monthly, and then what is their reason for joining, whether it's mentoring, whether they want to implement voice AI for their company, whether they want to implement voice AI for their own clients, right? So either way, let's go ahead and unlock the AI Agency Vault, and I should be receiving a call any second now. Oh, here it is. Let's go ahead and have that conversation.
Hey, this is Anna from the AI Agency Vault. Am I speaking with Kevin?
Yeah, this is Kevin.
Awesome. Welcome, Kevin. I saw you filled out our form. Do you have a quick moment to chat about how we can get you started with voice AI?
Yeah, I do.
Great. Just curious, how many people on your team are currently handling calls or customer interactions? Is it all manual right now, or do you have some systems in place?
It's all manual, pretty much.
Got it. With a team of 5 to 10 people, automating those routine calls with voice AI could really lighten the load and let your team focus on more important tasks. What made you interested in implementing voice AI for your company?
I mean, I don't want to have it be manual anymore, pretty much.
That makes total sense. Voice AI can really transform how your team handles calls, freeing them up from repetitive tasks. How about we set up a meeting with the team to walk you through the next steps? What time zone are you in?
I'm in the Eastern time zone.
Perfect. I have a couple of slots available. How about Monday, November 4th at either 12 p.m. or 2 p.m.? Do either of those work for you?
Monday at 12 p.m. Sounds pretty good.
Great. I'll send you a calendar invite for Monday, November 4th at 12 p.m. What's the best email address to send it to?
Just send it to kev@gmail.com.
Let me book that for you right now. Please wait a moment while I book your meeting. Perfect. I've got you down for Monday, November 4th at 12 p.m. You'll receive a calendar invite shortly at kev@gmail.com. Please accept the invite so I know you received it. I'm really excited to have you in the community, and I'm sure Voice AI will make a big difference for your team. Looking forward to our chat soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So as you guys can see, it booked me into the meeting. You can pretty much see all of the emails that it sent me, but that's not what we're here for. Let's go ahead and go over the automations, right? I'm pretty sure you guys really want to see those, so I want to go ahead and show those for you. So first things first, right? You can see there's a lot of things that are happening right now. But first things first, there is going to be the activation automation, right? Which is this one. Now, this one pretty much gathers the form submission, right? So as you can see, they submitted the form, and then from there on out, we go ahead and gather that. After that, we assign this to a user, so a user of my team, right? They're going to get assigned to it, and essentially, they're going to go over the process. We send an internal notification to the team, like I just mentioned, with the person that was assigned to it, and same thing with this one. After that, we make a phone call, right? So once we make the phone call, as you can see, I just connect the model ID that I had over here in my caller, which is right here. I connect that over here so that way we're able to make that phone call. And then this is the format that I currently have. So not only does the AI do a really good job throughout the call, but it also has information that I submitted from the form. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I put in this form right here that I did 5 to 10. I had 5 to 10 people in my team, right? And she called me and she said, I heard you had 5 to 10 people in your team, so this is why it could work, so on and so forth. So it has that type of learning. It has those variables that you can plug in. So it's not just an AI that is not really understanding what's going on. You actually explain it to them, right? So the AI actually knows what's going on. So that's another thing. And then it also knows the team size, right? The reason for joining, and so on and so forth, right? And you can even add more variables on there if you'd like. So after that, right, it waits 10 minutes. It sends them an SMS saying, hey, contact, it's Kevin. I'm super glad to see you making the first step of the Voice AI. Were you able to have a conversation with the AI? It should have called you. So from there on out, right, as you can see, we go over here and then we pretty much have that entire conversation with the person itself. So here, waits 24 hours for them, and then it sends that after. Now, this is a little bit difficult to explain here, but I'll show you guys kind of the variables that I used. Essentially, after that first reply, it'll tell me whether the reply was positive or negative. If it was positive, it's going to send them another SMS saying, that's great to hear. Just by chance, was the AI able to book you into a meeting? Then gathers the same thing, whether it was positive or negative. If it was positive, it says, awesome, then I'm really looking forward to having that meeting with you. If it was negative, it says, oh, got you. Tell you what, are you available to talk with my team sometime this week? I'm sure we can get something going for you. Now, right there on out, we gather whether it was positive or negative once again. And as you can see, if it was negative, I'll just say, I see, well, whenever you're ready to connect, I'm here for it. If it was positive, I say, perfect, then here's my booking link. Just pick any time you need and we'll get this rolling for you. And then I give them my booking link and they can go ahead and book themselves. Now, there's many other ways of doing this, but pretty much I don't need to go over these right here because this is just following up with them saying, hey, I'll show you right here. Hey, never really got a reply back. Was the AI able to book you into a meeting? And then it goes just, if they reply positively, it goes straight back into trying to book them into a meeting. So that is what it is for part number 1 of this entire automation. Now, we're going to go into part number 2, which is gathering that post-call data, right? So this is part number 2, as you can see right here. It's a little bit more intricate, but it gets the job done. So this is where the AI is going to follow up with this lead 4 times. So in total, we call them 5 times. You could do this way more times with other different types of automations, but this is what I have right now. So essentially, we gather the inbound webhook right here, as you can see, which we could plug into Synthflow right around here. And then once you have that inbound webhook send that information over, you're going to get all the data from that call, right? So as you can see right here, as an example, this is the call we just had at 12:16, right? It's 12:21 right now. Now, pretty much we find that contact's information because we already created them as a contact before. So we find that contact, and then we identify what call they were in right now. So whether it was call number 1, 2, 3, 4, or more, right? And then from there on out, we can pretty much gather their conditions. So whether they answered the call, whether the call failed, whether there was a hang up on voicemail, or they already had doing a disturb on, we make sure to gather all of that data, right? If they hung up on voicemail, then that means that we're going to go ahead and call them again after that, which is right here, which is really nice. And then once we call them back, they pretty much just go through the entire webhook again. But this time we will add another contact field right here that shows, okay, we've called them twice now. All right. So that's how we're able to identify them within this if-else condition. All right. So if they answered the call, that means we'll add a note with all the information that we need. And not only that, we will also gather whether they were interested and booked, whether they were interested and didn't book a meeting, or whether they were not interested, or even they didn't want to be disturbed, right? And these are the if-else parameters for that. So you guys go ahead and pause the video whenever you'd like, and then copy these, of course. Then after that, obviously, I get a notification for the person that was assigned to this user saying, hey, this person booked a meeting with us, so on and so forth. Or, hey, they didn't book a meeting, you get the gist. But then they get added into their own opportunity pipeline, right? So their own pipeline stage, essentially. And we're able to track all of that through there. Now, from there on out, the literal same thing happens for call number 2, call number 3, and call number 4. You can duplicate them as many times as you want, right? But this is as many as I have at the moment. Now, after this, what happens, right? If they book in a meeting, they get sent to this calendar AI follow-up automation. So from here on out, as you can see, there's a couple people going through this already. Basically, we go in through this and I send them an appointment confirmation, which is what I received right earlier. Once I get that appointment confirmation, it's just an email telling me, hey, your appointment's here, meeting link, so on and so forth, date and time. If they want to reschedule or cancel, I give them the link right here. After that, I send them an SMS with basically the same thing. And then I wait. I wait for a day before the meeting happens, right? And then I call them. This AI caller is pretty much going to call me and say, hey, are you available for a time? Are you available for tomorrow's call? Right? So it's going to call me, say, are you still available for tomorrow's call? If I say, no, I can't make it, it's going to ask me to reschedule. It's either going to ask me to cancel. It's going to ask me to confirm. It's going to get all 3 variables from it. And I'll show you in the next automation where it actually takes that into action. Then it waits 1 hour before the meeting. It sends them another email. It sends me another internal notification, and it sends them another SMS. Then it waits 10 minutes before the appointment, and it does the exact same thing whatsoever. So what happens with this call information, right? Once we call them, what happens? So that means that that call information is going to be gathered with an inbound webhook once again, right here, which would then go ahead and find their contact information and gather the same exact thing as I mentioned before, right? Whether they hung up on voicemail, they didn't answer, the call failed, they had do not disturb on, or if they answered. Now, if they answered, I'll gather whether they wanted to confirm the meeting, cancel the meeting, or reschedule the meeting, right? Which are these variables right here, as you can see. Now, depending on that, it's just going to go ahead and send me an internal notification, as you can see. And then it'll actually go ahead and reschedule them to another appointment or cancel it or do whatever it needs to do, and that'll do it within the prompt itself. So now let's go over the prompting for both of these guys, right? Which I'll show you right now in just a sec. So this is whenever they submit the form, they get called with this prompt. And you guys will pause the video as you'd like, of course. And then after that, right, this is the custom greeting. These are the actions that are used within them. So as you can see right here, did the user book an appointment? Did the user show interest within the call? And was D&D activated, whether they didn't want to be disturbed or not, right? Then, of course, I have real-time booking for that itself, which is connected to my GoHighLevel account, and it books me in. And then it's super simple, super seamless, right? Now I'll show you the one for the appointment follow-ups. So I'll show you the prompting right here. Here it is. And then this is the prompting for it. Pause at any time. However, I'm going to give you both of these prompts down in the description below, so you guys have it, obviously, as extra value added for you guys. So you don't have to go ahead and copy all these yourself, right? Now, from there on out, I pretty much send them over to this. And then, of course, that whole entire automation happens once again. But that is basically how I automate my entire system. So that way, whenever they get that call, right, that confirmation, they actually get sent into my community, as you can see right here. And in my community, there's a lot of people introducing themselves. Everybody in here is basically from Voice AI. Everyone's doing something related to Voice AI. And I make sure that is why I have somebody call you and qualify you to make sure that you're capable of being in this community. Okay? Now, from there on out, as you can see, I have an entire free course that you guys could go in here and watch with all the guides that you may need for Synthflow as well as Voice AI. Everything is on here on how to start your own AI agency. Okay? Now, from there on out, as you can see, there's going to be a couple more things, right? So there's a done for you structure, and there's also live builds that you'll be able to see from the hosted webinars that I've done with Synthflow, right? And then, of course, here are a lot of the builds that I've made that I'm giving to people in this community. So if you could join, as you can see, the ones that I went through today are basically the lead nurturing AI build, as well as the, let's see if I find it. Yeah, so it's all that, sorry, is the lead nurturing AI build, the one that I just showed you right now. So that is a way that you could do it. I'm going to add the appointment follow-up one in here as well, so you'll get that as well. But all I have to say is thank you so much, guys, for watching and supporting. Like I said, thank you so much for 200 subscribers. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I'm looking forward to bringing value to the table every single week. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next one.